All right, everyone, welcome to another RunSignup 101. Today we are talking about website V2. I'm really excited to get into all of the details regarding website V2, so let's go. All right, first I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Whitney Taylor. I am part of our onboarding team. Our onboarding team, if you are not familiar with already, is probably one of the first teams that you will interact with when you first start working at RunSignup. We are a great group and we really enjoy connecting with you. And so if you have not joined RunSignup already, when you do set up your race, you will interact with one of us. All right, what we're going to cover today. First, we are going to cover some tips and tricks within RunSignup. Just some this doesn't really have anything to do with the website itself. It just has to do with navigating our platform. Because this is a RunSignup 101, there are certain things within our platform that we get questions with a lot. And so we're going to kind of cover some of those before we dive into actually navigating our website V2. We'll get into what website V2 is, how to set it up. We will talk more about branding. We'll talk about the actual features that are in website V2. And then last but not least, just to get you a little hands-on experience, we're going to go through a demo. I do want to mention this before we move forward and before I potentially waste your time. If you are an advanced user on RunSignup, or you have a lot of events on our platform and you already have your website pretty much built out, if you are looking for a detailed step-by-step version of how to utilize every single component within website V2, this is not the webinar for you. We are doing this as a RunSignup 101, so we're going to cover those basic features that you need to learn and know to get a website up and running on our platform. We do have a level 2 advanced website V2 version coming out here in the next week. So if you are looking for a webinar to help you really dive in and hone in on building out that gorgeous website, that is a webinar you do not want to miss. So the dashboard tips and tricks. Again, this is not in regards to websites specifically. It's just how to utilize our platform better and more efficiently so that you don't get frustrated and you feel very confident in what you're doing. The first one is accessing your race dashboard. This is a pretty standard basic thing that you need to know and that you will do quite often once you have your race set up. So there's a couple ways that you can do this. The first one is simply logging into RunSignup, logging into your account, and then once you're in there, you'll see your little profile icon at the top right-hand corner of RunSignup. You can click on that image and it'll bring a drop down. In that drop down, you have your My Races, that's where you will find any event that you have set up on our platform. Another way to access this is if you are actually already in your profile. Let's say you logged in and you've clicked on that profile. So there's going to be a lot of lists of different options that you can choose from the bottom. You would scroll all the way to the bottom. On the far left, there's a label that says My Races. And then the third one is if you're looking at your race website and your profile is going to be at the top right-hand corner, you can just click on that and it'll bring you to your race dashboard. So that's how to just simply access your race dashboard. Then we'll get into navigating that race dashboard. So we have so many features on our platform. It is a huge pro of utilizing RunSignup because we have all these features. At the same time, it can feel very overwhelming. So what we've done is we've kind of rolled up some of those features. So when you get into the dashboard, you're going to see towards the bottom, there's words that say show more. That will actually create more of a drop down for you that gives you every single feature on our platform. So sometimes when you get on there and you're in the dashboard, you're like, I'm looking for volunteers and I just don't see it. Do they not have it? We do. It's just in the show more area. So make sure you are aware of that when you get in. And the last one, I think that this is the best tool that we have on our platform, and it is our search. So we have two different types of search. We have the search for participants. So that is, let's say you had somebody email you and you want to find this participant quickly. You can type them in that search. It's near your profile. The search tool that I love the best is our menu search tool, and that is on our dashboard. So on the left-hand side of your dashboard where all of the features are listed, you can search for the feature that you're looking for. I think it is a way easier way to use it. I use it every single day. Instead of going through each feature and clicking through all the things, you can literally type in discount code. And then that page where your coupon codes need to be created, or the page where you can view all the coupon codes that have been created, will pop up. If you're looking for the QR code, you simply type in QR, and the pages that you need access to actually turn that to view the QR code, look for the link, etc., will pop up. This search tool is your best friend. Use it daily. All right, now that we've covered the basics of just navigating the RunSignup platform, let's get into Website V2, what you're here for. So let's do a quick overview of what Website V2 is. So Website V2 is essentially an upgraded version of our website builder we have in our platform. The website builder we have in our platform, we just call website. It is the legacy website at this point, but we still have that feature in our platform. So you can build your website using our initial website builder. Website V2 is a more robust version. I'd like to look at Website V2 as we are truly out there competing with like a Squarespace. It is that robust. It has that many features. So I highly recommend messing around with Website V2 to see if it will work for you. The next question, should you use Website V2? If you are brand new to our platform and you have not set up websites but you want to, absolutely yes, start with Website V2. If you have dabbled in our website builder before, I do highly recommend moving to Website V2 regardless, because we're just going to continue to build on Website V2 to make it a more robust system for you. And you don't want to get to the point where you're just so far behind and using an older version that you don't keep up with the newer version and you have to do more work on your end at the bottom line. So with that being said, should you use Website V2? The answer is yes. Should you migrate to Website V2? Yes. But with that being said, the migration will take some time because you are moving a lot of information over from the original website to your new website. And so just keep that in mind. But with knowing all of that, the final question of that is, should you be using it, is how much does it actually cost to use it? Because this is such a robust platform at this point and you're building out a website, it should cost something, right? And the answer is it doesn't. It's free. That is another reason why you should be using our Website V2. You are essentially getting a third-party website that you are paying a lot of money for annually or monthly to have and host for free with our platform. And that is our intention with that, is so that you can have everything that you need to put on a successful event and a successful race all in one place on RunSignup. So ultimately, just to recap, the answer is Website V2 is the answer. You should be using it whether or not you've been on our platform for a while or you're new to our platform. Moving everything over there or starting there is going to be your best bet, because we will just continue to grow in that area. And it's free for you. The only thing that it truly does cost, to be fully transparent, is going to be your time. Building a website does take time, especially if you want it to look the way that you want it to look, customize it, have your logos, your colors, etc. You're going to have to take a little bit of time to really dig in and put all of that content in there. So on to how to turn on Website V2. So once you're in the actual race dashboard, which we're going to go to now, you have to actually physically turn on Website V2 in order to use it. And as you can see, we have a little example. I'm going to go ahead and do a demo at the end of this webinar to show you real life, real time example of how to utilize it in the dashboard, but these are just going to be little screenshots and snippets of what you are using in the platform. So you'll have to go into Race Website V2, and then you'll go into the settings, and that's where you will enable it. And you can toggle between our regular website and our website V2. Once you go live, I do not recommend toggling between the two. I recommend keeping it at the website V2 or at your old website until you have enough of the website built out that you feel confident toggling. So with that being said, the difference between our initial website builder and website V2. There's a lot of stuff that will continue to transfer over, just your basic RunSignup information. So your basic race information, the general system information like your donate page, your info page, your sign up page, etc. That stuff will transfer over into your website V2. The logo that you put in when you go through the race wizard will also move over. If you've created a color scheme in your previous website, that will transfer over as well. However, some of the things that will not transfer over if you have previously created in the old website builder are your custom pages and then your banner image. If you are new to this and you're building it, then this doesn't apply to you because everything is going to be new and need to be built. But if you have a website already, the things that aren't transferring from your regular website over to this website V2 would be the custom pages. Those are like the big ones that you need to be aware of. And we have this right here. I have this youtube.com/RunSignup up because there are so many videos that we have on our YouTube channel that can really show you how to navigate this transfer. It can show you how to set up your website better, and it can really dive into some of the smaller features that we have within the website that you are looking to build out. So now that we've covered the basics, let's dive into what it actually looks like to brand this website in V2. So in website V2, we have, similar to our previous one, a theme. So with customizing your theme, that is going to be most of your branding content. The first section is going to be uploading that logo. You can add a favicon, which is the little icon that shows up in the website browser for your race. You can also change your color schemes. You can add custom color schemes, and we even have that little color picker, as you can see there in the bottom right, where you can really get the exact color of what your brand colors are, which is really cool that we can match it that closely to what you are doing. Then we have our specific homepage banners. So you will need to upload your homepage banner for the website as well as your page banner. The really cool thing with these banners, though, is that you can choose the layout that you want. You can have the text overlay, you can have the text below it, you can change the alignment of everything, and it's become so more customizable. You can really make it look and feel exactly the way you want. We then have the footer within the theme, and in the footer, again, you can make things that are customizable. You can add custom content in there. You can add specific links that will go directly to a different website, but you can also put your social media handles in there, which is a great way to continue to market and also just get credibility when people can go and see like, oh, look at all the people that they have, or look at what they're doing out there on social. So adding the social is definitely something I highly recommend doing for your website. Now that we've covered the actual theme of just the look and feel, we'll get into what is included in the website builder to help you build out your website. This is going to be the first page when you bop into the website builder. It's going to show you your cover page, your banner with the title of your event. But the more important thing to look at is what you have going on the right-hand column. The right-hand column is going to show you all of the pages that you have created within your website, which will then display as the menu items up at the top, as you can see here. And so those custom pages or those pages that you're pulling from our platform, the way that you would add them is when you're in that navigation, you would click on that plus button, and then you can add specific things to those pages. So in the top menu header, you can have links that will link outside of RunSignup. So if you do have, let's say, an external website that you're still using, or maybe you are supporting a specific charity and you want to link to their specific website, you can put that stuff in the external links. You can also choose whether or not you want these pages to be in a drop down versus displaying up at the top like you see there. One of the most important things to know about the specific pages that you're adding are what we're going to cover on the next page, is the difference between a system page and a new page. So when you're in the system and you see add a system page is going to be pulling data directly from RunSignup. For instance, the results page, or a team page where you get to see the different teams that have been created within the race already. It is literally just pulling what is in the system that has been created onto a specific page and making it look pretty based off of the design that RunSignup has chosen. The new pages are your blank customized pages where you can add sections, you can add images, you can add everything that you want to that page to really curate it and make it your own. So those are the differences between the two. There is not a good or bad. They work great in all aspects. It's just what you need for that specific page or for that specific display. And then with that, there are page settings for each page that you create. I'm not going to read through this. You can kind of see we have like little snippet screenshots of what you can do. The most important thing I would say on the menu settings of the pages is the SEO. I have used RunSignup's websites for a handful of years now. I have also used different websites such as a Squarespace and other platforms in the past. The SEO that RunSignup has is some of the best. Regardless of what I type in the search engine, if it has anything in relation to the event or the thing that I'm using within RunSignup always pops up first before any of the other websites that I've ever created, which I think says a huge testament to how great our SEO is and how helpful it can be for you in marketing your event. Now, within those pages, you can create your sections. This can get, like I said earlier, this can get really nitty gritty. We can go into deep detail about creating these sections, adding the sections within the sections. I'm not going to go into all of that detail today. I just want you to see what it's capable of. So we have a list of some of the options that you can choose from to really make this website look and feel exactly like you want. You can change font, you can change how small or large it displays, you can change the corners, you can change a lot within it. And then within that, you can add different components within those content sections. And so you have the ability to adjust buttons and colors and text again, all of the things. So it is a really robust platform for you to utilize to put everything that you want within that website. Some of the components that we do offer, which I think are really cool, are our media components. And so you can add let's say you have a Spotify playlist for your race. You could add that to your website page. It'd be really cool. You can add YouTube videos. You can add YouTube playlists. You can add so much content into these websites, and they work with their speed so well. Everything pulls up really, really well. So keep that in mind when you are looking to build out your website. You have the sky's the limit type mentality going into this. We also have the data components, which I was kind of touched on earlier, like the team display. You could display your top donations, you could display your top charities, and all of this information is literally just going to pull the direct data that's in the system already onto that content page. We also have this feature, which I really love because it's something that I found on websites that just makes everything look nice and clean, are these create content cards. So you can put in images, you can put in details, you can link these to external URLs if you'd like, but it just makes a nice sleek look on your website. And of course, this would not be complete without talking about Strava. We are definitely an endurance platform. We focus on endurance. And so Strava is a big thing in the endurance space. Being able to see the routes, linking, if you have a Strava club or a Strava membership, let's say you want to get more and more people involved in that specific club, you can link that to your website and pop into Strava. It's a really cool feature that we have. Another one, if you have multiple races or events or tickets on our platform, then you can add that as a display on the website. It's pretty cool. You will just need the event ID. And as you can see here, the way you pull your event ID is that those last numbers within your unique URL of that event. It will be up in your website or race dashboard. All right. Those are the features, and I know I went through that fast because, like I said, there are a lot of features. Now we're going to go through like an actual live demo so we can click around and you can see everything that I'm talking about. So bear with me as I bop out of the slideshow, and we are going to jump into the dashboard. So I'm on my race dashboard, as you can see. This is the back end of my race called Mountain to Sea Race. The first thing I want to bring to your attention while you're doing this, because when you are building out your website, it can be really hard to have to bounce back and forth between your website and the editing of your website to make sure that everything looks and feels the way you want it to. So my tip for this is you're on your race dashboard here. You're going to go to the right-hand side where it says View My Website. You're going to right-click. You are going to, I just realized that might not be the same. I'm on a Mac, so if you are not on a Mac, it might be a bit different, but you'll right-click and you will click Open Link in New Tab. That will then pop open the race website, as you can see here. So now I have my race website that I can see, and then I can just jump into my dashboard here. And it makes it easy to bounce back and forth. So the first thing we're going to do when we are in the race dashboard is we are going to go to Race, Website V2. And we're going to go to Website Settings, and we're going to see that I have enabled Website V2. What I want to do though is I'm going to turn Website V2 off so that you can see what my website looks like when we're using the standard website that we used to have. So I've turned it off. And like I said, we can bounce back. So then I'm going to go to my website page and I'm going to hit refresh. And this is now bringing me to what my original website looked like from our original website builder. It still looks great. It's just a bit different. So as you can see here, we have a course map, basic information. We have our banner, and we have the name of the race up at the top. So that is what it looks like in the standard website. Then I'm going to enable Website V2. We're going to save the settings, and we're going to bop back over to my race, and I'm going to refresh again, and you will see it looks slightly different. So what I have here currently is I have my banner, and then I have my race name stacked below it. So I want it to show to below, not in line with it. This Mountain to Sea is actually part of my banner image. And then we'll scroll down and you'll see that it just looks a bit more streamlined. And the text is different because I have the font as a different font. So this is what it looks like now as Website V2. So then we're going to bop back in now that we have our Website V2 turned on. I'm going to go into the website builder. As you can see, this looks exactly like the screenshot that we had in the slideshow. We have our website banner right here. I have my information below, and then I have my navigation of my pages on my right-hand side. You'll see here, I can click and I can add a new page. I could add a system page. I could add new external link or add a new dropdown. I'm going to add a system page just to show you an example of this. So we'll click here. We're going to give it a title. I'm going to call it, actually, I'm going to add race insurance. So I'm giving it a title, and then I can pick from the system pages that we currently have what I want displayed. So I'm going to click on race insurance, and then I'm going to apply the settings. So now I have a new page called race insurance, and I'll show you what that looks like. We'll bop over here. We're going to refresh. We're going to refresh, and maybe it's not going to show. Maybe I have to go in and do something to make it show. We'll see. Another thing to bounce on is this unsaved changes right here. We get this all the time. We built this website, we did all this work, and then none of the changes show. Most of the time that's because you did not save the page to then be able to view your new website. And so make sure that you hit save more than you don't. With whatever you do, just go hit save just to be safe. So that is one key. So then we're going to leave the race insurance alone. We're going to go over and do customize your theme. This is where you're going to do all of your branding. So as I said previously in the slideshow, where you can upload your banners. So you can see here, I have a couple of banners. I could add a new banner here if I wanted to change it. I could change the way that I have my layout. And then I also have all these other options that I can do with my banner. We also have the ability to do the logo, you have the color scheme, you have fonts, and you have your website footer. So you have all of the information to just update your website to look exactly the way you want it to. And then the last thing I wanted to show you guys within this demo is just adding a new section. So you see here that there's sections, and we're going to go ahead and add a new section. We're going to do a 2-column section, and within that section, I can give it a name if I'd like. I can then add the components to the section. And so what I'm going to do is I just want to show you what it would look like to upload an image of a map. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to upload, I want to put my course map in here. So, oops, wrong one. Here it is. So I have my course map that I want to open and upload. So now I have the image in here. I can give the image a name. I could put an alternate text if I want. And the coolest thing and what I wanted to show you guys is that you can create an album. So you can start building a race album for your specific race that you can pull on these images where you don't have to continue to upload images. So I already created an album called Mountain to Sea Events. So I want to make sure that I add this image to my Mountain to Sea event so that I can pull on that image if I want to again. I'm going to go done editing. We're going to have to give it a minute. And then I'm going to hit continue. And then I can left align, center, etc. We're going to center it. I'm going to update. And there we go. I have my image all set. Another thing that we could do is let's just go ahead for the fun of it, and we are going to add a countdown clock. I can choose where I want the countdown to be, and there we go. I have created a custom section. I'm going to go ahead and save that. And then we're going to go ahead and look at my website again. And race insurance popped up. It's back. It just needed to take a minute. So we have race insurance here. That was the additional page that I added. But then if we scroll down, we will see where I added my course map and where I added the timer. So that is kind of how you will build out your page. And I do, again, recommend bouncing back and forth. The last thing that I want to show you before we finish out this webinar is just what a website on RunSignup could look like. I will be the first to say I am not the most creative when it comes to building out websites and just like graphic design. That is not my cup of tea, but there are people that are fantastic at it, and this website is a great example. So this is a website that is using Website V2 on our platform, and you can see they have drop downs with all of the custom pages that they have created within their drop downs. There are so many things that you could add. Then they have their race banner that they have created with this, and then you'll see we can scroll down and they've created a beautiful, beautiful website on our platform, and it looks just as good, if not better, than some of those third-party websites. And not only that, it is integrated within RunSignup, so all of your data and everything that you need is right there. And so that is why RunSignup's websites, not only are they great alone, but they are so powerful when you integrate your event into it. So we're going to bop back into our slideshow, which is basically just saying thank you guys very much for being here. I hope that today was helpful for you in some capacity. And if you do want to get into the nitty-gritty and really dive into the details of website building, make sure you check out that webinar that's coming up in a week.
I was looking, I think I got most of the questions answered in the chat. The one thing I just wanted to reiterate, which was a great question, is just kind of like when to upgrade to Website V2. So I know Whitney had kind of mentioned this and showcased that video. Biggest thing I would say, like Whitney mentioned, whenever you have the time, because it does take a little bit of time to kind of transition everything over, and then maybe just not like right after you open registration or when you have registration open for the current year, you know, you don't want to make a switch to the website in the middle of a lot of traffic already having come to your site, and you're, you know, confusing people that have already been to the site and seen it one way and then they see it a different way. So just maybe, you know, after your race, before you renew it for the new year, right after you renew it, before you open registration, that sort of timing is probably best. But other than that, I think most of the questions were answered. I see a few more coming in, so of course we can send you all emails answering those questions after the webinar. But thanks, Whitney.
Yeah, thank you guys for being here. Have a great day.